Hello, and welcome back to Sound of Drop, Fall into Poison. Now, last time we saw what appeared to be a newish prologue thing. This time, I've decided that I'm going to take a bit of a little bit different of a route than I was planning to before. So there's 2 more true endings that are unlocked in the New Game Plus, and I'm not sure how long it's going to be. But right now, this has sort of fallen to lower on my priority list of what to record. So sorry if that disappoints people who are watching, but there's Zero Escape, Trails, and Digital Devil Saga, which games I'm big fans of, and I like this game, but it's hard to compete. It really is hard to compete. And so what I want to do now is I want to go through for one final ending, basically. I want to do True Ending 4, which I do have the spoiler-free-ish guide that basically gives the ending name, because the ending name is Fall into Poison. It is. I mean, shocking that the subtitle of this release has an ending named after it. Or the vice versa. So, I want to go do that one, and the guide I have just tells me what choices to make. And I have no idea how long this is going to be. I have no idea how much time this is going to take me. So I'm going to commit to doing that, and if there's really much more to do, maybe I'll do the ending, but I'm doubting it, just because time restraints now. But I still want to do this. It'll take probably a few hours, might be 2 episodes, but I still want to do that. But yep, let's get into it. Oh, okay, so here's the first change. Apparently, on the New Game Plus, you actually get the option of saying Kenji. Kenji-san. Having called his name, the hand reaching towards me slowly lowers. The hand clutching my leg does not loosen. It is correct to say that he has stopped. Kenji-san, it's all right now. I'm looking right at you. For some time, the serene period continues to permeate my entire being. Unable to relieve the tension, I stare at the suspended Yoshi-san. Is that so big, sis? Suddenly the voice passes through my brain, piercing the silence. Then, just as suddenly, it cuts off. What? That you, Mai-chan? Kenji-san, no, just for a second. Mari's voice, I started to say, then shut my mouth. I get the feeling that her voice had reverberated down this passageway, but Mari's nowhere in sight. Maybe it's just an auditory hallucination, like the one from when we came in. A refreshed expression appears on Hiyoshi-san's face, as if the demon has been expelled from his body. Ai-chan, what on earth? You don't remember anything? Don't remember what? Nothing. You just acted funny for a bit. Relieved that his voice has returned to normal, I tell him what happened over the last several minutes. Of course, I take the edge off some of the more frightening things he said. Isn't that I still don't feel wary about him, but at any rate, what had happened wasn't the norm. I come to an agreement with myself. The version of him I had saved is a separate person. What are you saying? Anyway, sorry wouldn't be enough. Mai-chan, I hurt you, haven't I? Well, I'm sorry, I really am. So sorry. All I can do now is apologize. No, that's not... Huh? Could you... let go of my leg? Oh, sorry about that. Whoopsie-daddle, right? Arcing his eyebrows upward, Hiyoshi-san releases my leg. He probably stayed unaware of it because of the concentrating on what I was telling him until he was done. I had thought him a lighthearted person, but he's definitely earnestly taking in what he had done. Watching him as he bites down his bottom lip so hard it bleeds, I decided to believe in his honest nature. I take a deep breath and rise to my feet, calling out to him as he remains with his head down. Are you alright now? My body still feels stiff. Do you think you can stand? Somehow, yep. Resting his hands on his knees, he pulls his large body up. Oh, again. The girl's voice echoes in my mind, a voice that whispers to me here in this aquarium, my little sister's voice. Almost in time with my frustration, Yoshi-san grimaces once again. Crap, my head. Yoshi-san? I have no time to worry about Mari. Having stood up almost halfway, Yoshi-san crumples as if his strings had been cut, tumbling to the floor of the passageway. I rush over to him, grabbing him by the shoulders instinctively. Don't worry. Huh? It's not unthinkable that I might revert to the way I was earlier, right? If I do, leave me. Go on. But you don't need to worry. I'll be fine. Crawling across the floor, Yoshi-san rests himself against the wall. Gripping his head with one large hand, he turns to me with a pained expression. He's sweating profusely and struggling for air, taking deep breaths. Despite the state he's in, the corners of his mouth twitch up in a ha-ha smile. Aren't you going to look for your friend? I'll follow you later. So just go. But... Go. His bellow drowns out even my own breathing, reverberating down the passageway. For some time after he closes his mouth, the air seems to quiver. However, I do not find him or his sudden outburst frightening. Yoshi-san, it hurts that I caused you pain, Maya-chan. You don't need to worry. If I rest a bit, I'll be fine, so... I understand. Are you sure? On my own, it's been nothing but frightening experiences. As he closes his eyes, he gives a thumbs up. His haggard breathing continues as he deals with his own impending madness. He's trying to tough it out so he doesn't hurt me again, creating puddles of sweat on the floor. He's seriously worried about me. Therefore, I also need to seriously trust in him. No matter how many times I want to look back, I fight off the impulse, and at a quick pace I'm not used to, I put the passageway behind me. As soon as the door is between us, I put my ear and listen to the passageway. However, it's only my violent pulse, not Hiyoshi-san's breathing, I can hear. I was in a strange state. My mother had once had a high fever, but Hiyoshi-san seemed like he was suffering even more than that. In spite of the circumstances, he had pushed me to go. Since I was worried about Himeno, well, he was giving my situation priority. I'll come back no matter what. No matter to no one in particular. That's right, this is... And back here. So this doesn't seem to be a, go back the way I came. This doesn't seem to be a problem anymore. Moreover, I'm concerned with Hiyoshi-san's condition. Just before I came to the stage, his sanity had returned. Walking across the center of the stage, I head for the door that connects to the passageway. So Hiyoshi-san should be sane now. Right? Yeah, it doesn't let me skip, so this is new. Peeking through the gap, no hint of a person in the darkness. Open the door all the way. Huh, no one's here. There are no signs of human life. Just sound of the machine engines going whir, echoing. The gray tone of the walls, contrast with the pale glow of the fluorescent lights, is eerie. At a bit of a loss, I decide to head back to the stage. Even though he couldn't move, he didn't come to the stage for some reason. Or he could move. I can think of several reasons. Like his physical condition deteriorated so much that he got crazy again, or in the end, the fact that he decided not to join me remains the same. Yoshi-san. He had urged me to keep going. Not able to see him has made me worried, but I'll keep moving. Okay, I suppose. That turns into a not bad end, basically. Interesting. Ooh, okay, something new's happening. Oh, something new's happening. Unfortunately, Thayo just bit the big one. Above you, Maya-chan. Huh? That voice. What breaks through my bewilderment is something reminiscent of a man's voice. Looking up, I breathe a sigh of relief, words piercing through as I'm lifted in sync with the voice bellowing, "Let's go!" The sensation is different from floating, more like my body's being pushed up. I can hear the voice from below saying, "Oof." Just as I'm about to hit the ceiling, I place my hands against it. Should be a handle above you. If you pull that, a ladder will come out. Oh, okay, right. I look down and give my reply and finally confirm the voice's owner. He's got a firm grip on the left and right side of my hips, raising me several meters in the air. Gives me a stable feeling of a father sitting a child on his shoulders, not letting me, slip. Kenji-san, it's fine, just open the door. Alright. From there, you can pass through the passageway above, go to the other side of the tank. Got it. If you don't hurry, that girl will die. Right. Oh, I can save her? I slide my hands across the ceiling, searching for the bumps and grooves. I find something sooner than I expected and give a good pull on that bump. The clatter of the ladder, I walk over to the other side of the door until the door swings down. Reach for it before it drops all the way. I've got this. Alright, I'll be there in a bit. Inside the ceiling, there's a passageway. I have to crouch down to walk through. The left, right, and the sheets are meters above. They reveal the booth below. After 10 meters, I come far enough that I pass the barrier between myself and the two girls. So I bent over, I quickly move on and push the door open at my feet. kick it in. It Kenji-san was referring to is the metal grate serving as an exit. Twisting my bodies inside the narrow passageway, I kicked down with all the might he had told me to. The loud clang, it falls to the ground in the Fish of the World booth. What? I immediately see Sagi Numa Rieko. Shaken by the wire mesh, I just fell. She takes a step back from the girl. I jump down, following the momentum of my kick. It's far from a clean landing, but at least I don't hurt my leg. As I straighten myself up, Kenji-san follows behind me. As she becomes aware of the third intruder, Sagi Numa Rieko takes several more steps, putting distance between us. No, Kenji-san, get her now. Knowing her, I rush to the girl's side. Are you okay? The girl's lying down with her eyes closed, having lost a great deal of blood. Those blank eyes I saw from before, the other side of the acrylic window are now shut. I place my hand on her chest, trying to find her pulse. I can hear it. The sound itself is very quiet. Still, within her soft breast, the resonating vibration is definitely reaching the palm of my hand. As if in response to my voice, I can hear the girl click her tongue in annoyance. She doesn't seem to have regained consciousness yet, but there's no mistake she is showing her emotions. I'm sorry I saved you, Sayo. Oh. I mean, you came here for answers and willing to die for it. I mean, you don't have to die for it, but you could. I mean, what a shame you didn't. You... Even though I know she's alive now, I still can't lose focus. I listen carefully to conversations Sagi Numa Rieko and Kenji-san hold as they are standing facing each other. Why are you here? Why are you here? Their words cut each other off, leaving only silence between the two of them. Do you know each other? Neither will answer my question. Oh. Kenji-san shoves Sagi Numa Rieko away. With his thick arms and large body, it takes little effort for him to throw her into the wall. Because you're here. Before she can straighten herself, he grabs her by the collar and thrusts her into the wall with a great deal of force. Having slammed the back of her head against the wall, Sagi Numa Rieko begins to bleed, leaving traces of blood on the wall that look as though someone had dipped a cloth in red paint and scrubbed the wall with it. This is quite different from how it was with when Rieko was trying to kill the girl. Kenji-san, please, help me! Treat the girl for now! He's most likely trying to protect us. Who knows when Sagi Numa Rieko, who sought to kill the girl without hesitation, will target me. Honestly, I'm afraid of her. I have a terrible gut feeling about her. I wonder why. Still, in this moment, Kenji-san seems to be acting completely out of rage. It's far more terrifying to me. Yeah, you're right, Mai-chan. Kenji-san slowly straightens his hunched over body and turns back to me. What the... Why is there a little... That doesn't look like blood. Applying pressure to her head, Sagi Numa Rieko crawls on the floor, moving away from us. She seems to be quite shaken. I suppose that's not unreasonable. She was just constantly hit against... She had the same treatment she just served. But she deserved it, but I can understand why she'd be in pain. I don't want us to go any further. What is that? As I watched Sagi Numa Rieko's retreat, I had a bad feeling once more. I quickly recognized what it is. A red, no, an almost black drop of light leaks from Sagi Numa Rieko's body. It doesn't quite act like blood. Drops are leaking from the wound on the back of her head, spells from the skin on her elbows and knees, worn away from crawling on the ground. A drop of ominous light hovers before being absorbed by the aquarium. I feel as though I'm looking at something I shouldn't be. And that something that shouldn't be happening is... But the fact that she appears to be laughing when she leaves the room, that's what bothers me more than anything else. I can't get distracted right now. I have to save this girl. Giving this thought voice returns to my focus. Even though I said I have to save her, I have no idea what to do at a time like this. At any rate, we have to stop the bleeding. Kenji-san takes a facial tissue from his pocket, wipes away some of the blood, then gently lifts her head and applies pressure to the wound of the tissue. He is pressing hard against her forehead. As the blood begins to dry, the original color is distinguishable, as to become completely red. She's alive! Sayo-chan is alive, Sayo-chan is alive, yay! Good things are happening! Great things are happening! I am happy. Having roughly wiped away some of the blood, he removes his outerwear that, has blood on it. He folds the parka he removed in order to hide the blood that lays on the ground like a pillow. His golden ring, looks pretty with his black tank top. Okay. What a weird observation. There's nothing we can do but wait for now. Her wounds are pretty severe, but even my own limited emergency treatment seems we made it in time, so I'm glad. Will she be okay? She took a really intense blow to the head. She'll probably be in pain for a while. Breathing has stabilized, though, so she should be fine, although she might have a really severe concussion. The chances of her having a concussion are pretty fucking high. Thank you so much, Kenji-san. Upon hearing his words, a sigh of relief slips to my lips. It's no big deal. More importantly, my-chan. You're calling me by my name now. Oh, well, that's, please think nothing of it. I thought it best. I'm curious if this matters. No, this doesn't matter. Please think nothing of it. Oh, my eyes. Just looking over, it's like, don't be this way. When he went crazy, I called him by name when while he was out of it. I thought that Kenji-san would get through to him more than Yoshi-san would. But that change had been practically subconscious. That's why having it pointed out to me is so embarrassing. Mayu-chan, seems like we got in a little bit closer. I'm a middle schooler. Kenji-san, I'm a middle schooler. Please don't do this. He's smiling at me as he says this. In order to hide my embarrassment, I puff my cheeks and have no choice but to pretend to be mad. Oh, you're terrible, Yoshi-san. Hey, you're back. I'll stop teasing you, so bring back that good mood. It's not like I'm really upset or anything, though. Not only did he save me, but he saved the girl, too. If this were a movie, he would unmistakably be in the position of the hero. Well, bar that one incident he had a little itty bit ago. Tragic hero, maybe. Just as I'm thinking I want to hurry up and get off this topic already, it's Kenji-san who changes the subject. No, so Mai-chan, this may not be the best time, but who is this girl? Kenji-san asks as he turns his face in the direction of the girl. Honestly, I shouldn't know yet. I know, but I don't know yet, technically. The girl's eyes are closed, but her soft breathing continues. Her hair is tied back, more punk than high fashion. She looks like she would prefer a live music club over an aquarium. Oh boy, would she. Her round eyes and soft outline somehow reminds me of Mari's appearance. Actually, I don't know either. I met her after I came to this twisted version of Man's Aquarium. I paused for a moment to remember exactly how I met her, then continued speaking. Despite the fact that it hasn't been more than half a day since our meeting, this girl and I have struggled for our lives. She spoke pretty harshly to me when I saw Himino, whose body was under attack from parasites. After that, I saved her, and she saved me. Together, we searched the secrets of Man's Aquarium, including the fact that the director here was a victim of a murder. So then, you two know about the incident. Oh, do you know about it too? Ignoring Kenji-san's suggestive tone, I continue talking about the girl. She wasn't planning to be with me to the end. She steeled herself, saying that if I can learn the truth, then it's okay if I die, and resolved herself to end it on her own. Just as I thought that we had reached an understanding, I was wrong. Surely she felt she couldn't rely on me. If she hadn't called out to me, I wouldn't have risen up to save my best friend. And this girl wanted to be by herself from the start. Is that what you're saying? I hesitate for a moment, then nod. Mai-chan, before you met up with me, you really experienced so much more than I could have imagined. You've come so very close to the truth. Your eyes have taken such a strong color. How much do you know, Kenji? So, you do know something after all, Kenji-san. I didn't want to scare you all by saying more than necessary. However, it seems that I don't have to sugarcoat things anymore. Please tell me about this earlier, your friend Mai-chan. What condition is Himino-chan in right now? Himino's entire body is currently being invaded by parasites. According to what Saginuma Rieko said, that breed doesn't normally feed off the host, but they seem to be attacking Himino. But this girl said if I can get Himino and I out of Manton Aquarium, I might be able to save her because of the threat of the parasites only persists when we're in Manton Aquarium. Ah, I get it. This girl's pretty sharp. That story's half right, half wrong. What do you mean by that? If you escape this Manton Aquarium, the threat of the parasites will disappear, but the curse itself will remain. Little by little, the life energy will be drained from her body, and she will still weaken. Until she succumbs and dies. Curse dies. So I can't save Himino? I couldn't stop my voice from getting louder. Kenshi-san doesn't make an angry face, but he does answer in a stern tone. Calm down and let me finish. This is important, got it? I understand. I hold back my overexcitement as I wait for Kenshi-san to continue speaking. This aquarium is in a different dimension, created by a grudge of a murdered director and the numerous fish culled and killed here. Maya-chan, you probably remember hearing of it as a parallel world, but it's another world created from negative emotions. It's a world created within the framework of man's aquarium. Grudges and energy from souls. Those are occult terms, right? There's definitely some power at work we cannot see. Even now, science cannot prove exactly how our emotions are created, but the power from that is surely involved in the creation of man's aquarium. Bullshit. Emotions are complex results of certain evolutionary reactions to stimuli, basically. What's good for us, what's bad for us. It's a after effect of consciousness and the complexity of the brain. Sure, you can't prove you don't know exactly how each of them work in every single situation, but still, we have a good idea of the source. I'm just saying. Yes, I'm just that guy. I'm gonna be that guy at the moment, and I'll drop it now. I decided to call it the Red Manson Aquarium. Isn't it the same as what I called it? You and I, Himeno, and that girl over here, all of us who come here are cursed. Or accurately, we were lured here by wandering ghosts. When the Red Manson Aquarium was created, it wasn't just by the murdered fish, but the souls of everyone who died here. People who died here? In other words, I could have become one of them. I have been in danger of it so many times. Even now, the possibility is still very real. If I hadn't made it to this point, I might not have believed Hiyoshi-san's story. Oh, if I started calling him Hiyoshi-san again. Oh, that'd get me killed. To borrow his words, having reunited in the Red Manson Aquarium, I could have seen it as a joke at first, lost my life without realizing how serious things really were. Something is luring us here. Well, it may only be one piece of a bigger grudge, but for now, let's refer to them as vengeful spirits. In order to maintain their existence, they need energy. Here, within the Red Manson Aquarium, they're constantly trying to supplement their energy. But what if we escape? They'll lose their energy supply. If that were to happen, then the life force of a living human, in other words, the soul, would become their energy. What remains in our bodies would only last about a month. For example, even if we were to escape, it wouldn't be just Himeno, but all of us would die within a month? And it's not just that, is it? Whatever it is might contradict everything you've said, Kenshi-san. Could you mean that before our life energy is gone, we have to come back to the Red Manson Aquarium so that things possessing us can take some more energy? Maya-chan, you're clever. Kenshi-san says this with admiration, but he doesn't sound the least bit happy. Anyway, you're right, Maya-chan. You know when it is we need to return, right? The day of the full moon. So the rumor Himeno heard wasn't necessarily mistaken. On top of that, the cycle of the moon lasts for about 28 days. So by coming to the Red Manson Aquarium on the day of the full moon, we won't be killed by the curse. When there's a full moon, or new moon, the Earth, the Moon, the Sun are in conjunction with a straight line. At the time the moon's pull is at its strongest. You heard that this is when the ebb and flow of the tides is the greatest, right? Yeah, I have heard that. Moreover, there are legends that say the moon gives an illuminating energy to things which normally go unseen. Whether this is to be believed or a more scientifically sound idea of the moon's effect on the magnetic pull, the point does stand that the path to the Red Manson Aquarium is inaccessible on the day of a new moon. What Aiueo is saying has plenty of guesswork to it, but it's enough to satisfy me. However, it's because of the satisfied feeling that more questions begin to rise. So, if we can reach the Red Manson Aquarium on days of the full moon, wouldn't more people have reached it as well? Yet, that doesn't seem to be the case, right? The difference is probably related to fate. People who are tied to the Manson Aquarium, or victims of the Red Manson Aquarium, are lured here as if they are guided by the moon's strengthening pull. I'm connected to Mari. The girl is connected to the director, her father. Himeno's connection is surely something pulled, probably related to me because of that. Because I came in here first, probably. If I think back on it, everyone has had their ties to Red Manson Aquarium. Yoshi-san also mentioned old acquaintance he hadn't seen in a long time. Yoshi-san and who? I almost asked, but the but stop the words before they come out. Back when he went crazy, he said a girl's name. Maybe it's better for me not to know. I get the feeling that I don't want to know either. Kenji-san, how do you know all of this? My experiences and deductions, also filling the gaps with fragments of information you girls have given me, Maya-chan. Well, have you known people who have died from this before? Kenji-san heaves a small sigh, and then continues. Well, your guesses so far have been on point, but I'm not just trying to maintain my life energy, but find a way to break the curse, so I come back to the Red Mansion Aquarium over and over again. Well, all these times of you just like coming back here trying to live, and it all in the other ending just ended with you going crazy, and me, me just leaving you in here to die. I'm pretty sure you died in that ending. Wait, shoot, did I miss that? This time I had no luck either in order to... but in order to have it next time, we'll need to get Himeno-chan and escape quickly from the Red Mansion Aquarium. Oh, shoot. And one more thing that you should know, Maya-chan. You should know that the truth of the murder that took place in Mansion Aquarium, the criminal who killed the director was Saginuma Rieko. Well, it's very nice of you, Kenji-san, to tell me everything that I learned in the last game. That girl, she's probably the director's daughter. Her primary motive was probably to learn the truth. It's most likely because she found the truth that Rieko tried to kill her. Putting it like that, perhaps there could be no greater motive for her almost being killed. Erasing her from this world, the ultimate method of shutting her up. On top of that, killing her inside the Red Mansion Aquarium would mean no one would be able to see it and no evidence would be left. Is she really trying to kill that girl? Oh, that's completely unforgivable. My anger's greater than my shock. A human killing even one person is a sin that cannot be atoned for. Piling on other sins to conceal that first sin. Repeating such a cycle then ensures a person has no future. I turn to Kenji-san and speak with a firm tone. Compared to the cool way he told me all those facts, I'd probably come off as angry. I'm so sorry. I yelled even though you didn't do anything wrong, Kenji-san. After I say this, I realized that he probably purposely withheld any expression of emotion while he was telling me the facts. That's the difference between an adult and a child, I suppose. I remember the way Kenji-san looked when he shoved Rieko-san. I emphasized how enraged he must have been feeling. It's fine. From this point on, we'll have to be calm and make our decisions based on facts. So it's better to vent your anger now. Kenji-san says this with a very stern expression. I understand right away what he's saying is important, so I want for him to continue. We should leave this girl here. It's not what I expected him to say. But that's... Even if you seem to have done what you could for her, her injuries still haven't healed. If we leave her, what will happen to her? Well, we went to all that trouble to rescue her. That's how you feel, then why? Try to look at this from the other way around. At the very least, she's received first aid. If I don't get it at all. If we saved her, then we should at least... There are two reasons. Hearing what you told me, would Himeno-chan really be able to walk on her own? With your physique, it would be impossible for you to take Himeno along and escape. You'd definitely run its danger. The one who would be able to run or jump with Himeno on their back is me. But what if I had this girl ride piggyback on me? It's the same thing, surely. For example, if we were chased by something, you wouldn't be able to run, Maya-chan. He says all this so curtly. Can't really argue with him. And there's one more reason. You think this girl really wants to run away from the aquarium? That's... Maya-chan, how much do you know about her? She's okay with dying if it means she can ascertain the truth. That kind of resolve isn't forged in a day. Sure, this girl has been searching for a long time to identify for the identity of her father's killer. She finally found it. She might have been knocked out once, but I'm sure she wants to face the killer once more. I don't know whether she wants that sort of remorse or some sort of public punishment, but finally having reached the truth, I doubt she wants to run away. She really has decided to go it alone. She probably wouldn't have even accepted first aid we did provide. This girl's eyes, we probably have done more than enough. Kenji-san's tone of voice steadily becoming more forceful. So, we finally reached the heart of the matter. It's time for you to make your decision. I won't force you. Do you want to continue? Yes. Then let's go together. With this girl here, go back to where Himeno-chan is, and the three of us, myself, you, and Himeno-chan, will escape it together. 1 month from now, the three of us will have to return here, but I figured out how to get back in. I think it's a pretty reliable method. If the day of the full moon passes, in other words, when this day ends, the door of the real world won't open again until the next full moon. We won't know how much longer Himeno-chan will last, so I think we should get out of here as quickly as possible. So basically, there's no time to think it over. Kenji-san nods silently. After a brief pause, he continues. Don't think of it as abandoning her, but decide based on what is most important to you. In other words, 2 choices have been presented to me. Okay, so this is apparently the splitting off point for the 2 true ends, according to the thing I found. So I should save. I should definitely save. Okay, so for Fall into Poison ending, I'm supposed to say I'll stay here with her, and that's the one I'm planning to get because I'm thinking that's probably the truest of true ends because it's the last one. In the same way that the first true end is a lesser end of the second one. So I presume that maybe these 2 are very different, but this is the one I want to go for. I'm going to stay here with this girl. She says she was fine by herself, but I want to be her friend. You just met her today, and you don't even know her name, right? Kenji-san, didn't I just meet you today as well? Even so, you saved me. I think it's the same feeling I'm having now. It's not. Kenji-san murmurs this and immediately continues. I get it, Mai-chan. If your determination is true, then I won't say anything further. Thank you very much. You can go on ahead and think of me as cruel, but I also... There's no need to say anything else. You've come here numerous times just to stay alive, Kenji-san. You can't allow your efforts to be for nothing just because you were looking after me. Well, please at least let me tell you my selfish hope. Hope? That the 3 of us absolutely will escape together. Definitely coming next month, too. This will be the end of our relationship. I just went a different route this time. If you ever need me, don't be afraid to rely on me. Kenji-san, you really are kind after all. I'm alright. I'm not staying behind to die. I'm staying behind to save her. I will note this. Kenji, can you please take Himeno out of here at the very least and let her know what's happening? I think she may not want to leave Sayo, but I think Himeno probably should be taken out of here because we're not dying slowly. Me and Sayo, Sayo might be dying slowly, but I'm not dying slowly. Himeno clearly is, so don't lose that resolve. I definitely won't. And so Kenji-san put the Fish of the World's booth behind him without looking back. He heads for the exit at a quick pace. Oh, come on! Kenji! Take Himeno, please. I think his lack of attention is Kenji-san's own way of showing his concern. Wait for me, Himeno, Mari. He clasps the hand of the girl on the ground. One upheaval behind us is clearly separated from destiny that lies ahead. End of section. Okay. It isn't that I chose to stay here because I don't care about what happens to Himeno. I remember the emotions I felt when I saved this girl from the underground tunnel. If I abandoned someone right before my eyes who was in trouble, Himeno would be mad at me. Kenji-san didn't say I should abandon the girl to save Himeno, but in reality there is no difference. Abandoning this girl is what that means. Even if I did say Himeno, if she heard I did such a thing, she definitely would be angry. Himeno can surely make such weighty decisions for herself. It's a thin line between that and cruelty. That's why Himeno wouldn't want me to be burdened with such a choice. I'm different from Himeno. I'm not as decisive as she is. I may argue, but if I'm honest when I'm looking to my own heart, this is why Himeno and I are friends. However, once I make a decision, I stick with it, and I believe in it. Believe it. I said I want to save her because I felt that I wanted to be her friend. Upon giving those words a voice, I can feel they have power. I sat next to the girl in a comfortable position. On top of that, I haven't made up with Mari yet. Mari's definitely here inside this Red Mansion aquarium. I can sense that if I don't solve all the mysteries here, I cannot return to normal life. This is what the intuition rushing through me is telling me. My story. Ever since Mari went missing, each day seems to be passing indistinctly. But each and every day I sought out Mari. Submitting police reports, having the police continue their investigation. Became a small piece of news that was unrelated to the case of bizarre murders and kidnappers. It quickly stopped being a topic of conversation. It was about that time I moved on to junior high. All of a sudden, my parents began to erase all traces of Mari. Speaking honestly, it wasn't a big deal. My parents just began to dispose of anything of Mari's left in the house. The kids' room, the two of us used to, became room for one. A square table with 4 chairs became a circular table for 3. It's not like it all happened at once, but to me it felt so sudden. It's like I was the only child from the start. Those words were never said, but I always felt like I was hearing them. I had moved on to my 3rd year of junior high, 9th grade. Not even trace of Mari's existence remained for my parents. You... it was so sudden. I've been ruminating in the past and have now been so abruptly yanked back to the present. Having opened her eyes, the girl slowly sits up and looks at me. She's pressing on the injury on her head and seems to be in pain, but her eyes shine in great strength. It seems I'm in debt to you once more. Stop calling it a debt, or anything of the sort. I saved you because I wanted to, and I wasn't working alone. Huh? Continue to listen as I explained. I can't help but feel some admiration for someone like her who was able to maintain her typical attitude even with such a terrible injury. The girl says nothing until I finish my story. I have a general idea of what you're saying. The girl slowly blinks her eyes once more. After looking me in the eye, she turns away. Her cheeks have begun to turn red from the flow of blood. Though she normally speaks about everything so plainly, in rare turn of events she seems to be chewing on the corners of her mouth, searching for what she wants to say. After she slowly blinks once more, she returns her gaze to meet mine. Oh. Her voice is extremely soft. Huh? Unable to clearly make out what she said, I tilt my head. Tilt my head back and forth. What did you just say just now? Nothing. Was it important? Was it thank you? I think it might have been thank you. No, I'm curious, so tell me. Shut up. Enough with pushiness. Tell me. Facing the girl who had fallen silent and averted her eyes from me, I continued to prompt her. She seems to be giving her broad, pouty expression finally giving way to a loud sigh. I said, thank you. Any complaints? She folds her arms and looks away. You're able to thank me. You are way too rude. That's not something I want to hear from you. Stop calling me you. It's Sayu. Sakuragi Sayu. Sayu-chan. Well, Sayu-chan, you can quit calling me you too. I got it, Mayumi. That's fine, isn't it? I can stop adding Chan. I'm not a child. Thank you. It's kind of refreshing to be called Mayumi, even though my parents and everyone else seems to call me Mayu. But then trying to have everyone else call you by a nickname of your own choosing would also be sort of weird. Still, is this alright? By saving me, your friend might die, Mayumi. Wait, you heard that? Somewhat. It doesn't really matter. What will you do? Think of a way for her not to die. It's not that I'm abandoning Himeno after all. You're too optimistic. Even we have no idea what will happen. Actually, I don't. This is all a bit of a mystery. I don't have any idea where this will go now. It's a completely new route. At Sayu's blunt assertion, I look at her and shake my head. Well, the answer is in what you just said. You know, something happens. It won't be out of place. Even if everything goes well, that won't be out of place either. You're nitpicking. Why did I have to be rescued by someone like you? Really, you're so rude. A laugh slips out in spite of my shock. The nervous tension that has stretched further and further over time feels as though it's finally loosened. Of course, that doesn't mean we can be careless. It's just that being able to talk to someone around my age in a safe place is giving me a sense of calm. It's scary how consistently cold she's been, but she seems to be lightening up now. Sayu's way of speaking shows that her feelings have certainly been stressing her out since she came here. Can I trust you, Mayumi? What do you mean? This is my situation. I don't know who or what I can trust here. That's why I want to get confirmation from you. If I can believe you, no matter what happens, I'll give you what you have to say precedence. If you hadn't come, Mayumi, I would have died. It's frustrating, but it's also proof that I can't handle this on my own. You act with the intent to return home. You have determination. Mine wasn't strong enough, but with your resolve, I think I can believe in you. Sayu looks at me with a serious expression. It's not an expression of hate, but when I look into Sayu's eyes, I can see determination, that even deeper than mine. I get it, trust me, because I trust you. That's not enough. If we don't trust each other completely, we'll definitely falter. In response to Sayu's clipped words, I nod deeply. Okay, I promise. I know what she's trying to say, so I'm satisfied. So then, we're friends. That's a separate issue. Oh, really? Oh, you aren't very sincere. I'm sure she's not satisfied, but the two of us just ended up in the same boat. A smile creeps onto my face, and I change the subject. Sayu's sudden sullen expression on her face. So, I want to go ahead and talk to you about this. Sayu, how did you end up almost getting killed by Saginuma Rieko? Kenji-san had said that she was the criminal who killed the director. Sayu wasn't surprised when she heard that piece of information, so she must have already known. Still, I can't imagine what sort of exchange took place between them might lead to something like that. There's nothing normal about what happened here. She bashed Sayu's head so many times against that hard aquarium glass. It was different fear than what I felt when Kenji-san went crazy. I want to understand what it was that could make someone show that side of themselves. Well, you already know that. She's the criminal that killed Papa, right? So I was emphasizing with the information, so I returned my gaze to her in response. If so, this will go quicker. She's already dead. She's dead? My voice seems to be twisted. So sudden, I can hardly believe it, even though Sayu was able to touch her. And vice versa, sort of. I refuse to believe this information, since if she were a ghost, she wouldn't be able to be touched by anything. Well, that's how we want to think of it, like behaving, right? That whole phenomenon, right? As if to soothe the doubts that spring up in my moment of shock, that continues in a warning tone. I don't know the principle behind it, but however, with this Red Man's aquarium, Saginuma continued to exist for the past 5 years since that incident. It's just, she can't exist anywhere but within this space. There are many facts to support that theory. First of all, her outer appearance hasn't changed at all in the 5 years. In my memories, she isn't aging. She was an acquaintance? That shouldn't be surprising. I am the director's daughter, and she was an employee of the aquarium. We've spoken before. Sayu dispassionately moves the conversation along. She was a little bewildered at first, but then she realized who I was. Even though over 5 years have passed, something about her transcended time. This is just speculation, but she won't leave here. Just as that Hiyoshi guy told you, it's not that one can't get out of here. Rieko just doesn't seem to be even considered leaving this place. Still, because there's no nourishment or anything here, one can't lead a life. It doesn't seem like someone can really continue to live in this place where bizarre phenomena occur for 5 years. That's to say nothing of the fact that she's so calm, even after losing her life. Speaking of which, when she appeared before Himeno and I on the stage, she said she was looking for a child. She has some lingering attachment, probably heard of vengeful spirits. Saginuma Rieko is probably that sort of ghost. The child she's looking for is likely the one who witnessed her murdering the director 5 years ago. I draw my breath with a gulp. Because it was in relation to the director, I hope the child in question was Sayu. But it's nothing more than wishful thinking. I have a feeling I know exactly who the child is. That must be Mari. So Mari must also be like Saginuma Rieko then. Sayu blinks, then responds. She seems to be unable to decide whether she should tell me the truth or not. But contrary to Sayu's doubts, I resolve myself to accept the truth. It's alright, I trust you. So I can accept it. Have you forgotten our promise? You talk too much. Oh, you've been talking more than me. Brushing her bangs aside, Sayu's eyes stare intently into mine. The little girl you saw is already dead. The reason she looks the same is because her appearance is the same as when she died. Right. She was probably drawn to those of us still living and showed herself to us. We possess corporeal beings, which are very rare here. The phenomenon that takes place in this version of Man's Aquarium must operate under the same principle. There's the fact that the orca and the frogs directly attacked us and broke things to consider. Before Sayu can finish telling me everything, I tell her my own hunch. The spirits here in the Manson Aquarium are trying to pull us in too, but Mari's definitely different. Rieko was as well. The human souls are maintaining their own will. I'm sure that's why they're different when it comes to the issue of trying to pull us in. As I continues with the and then, when I spoke with her, I realized she was already dead, so I threw that fact back at her. Then she became frenzied after that. Surely her desire to pursue and kill that child is all that remains within her, leaving out the realization that she is already dead. So in other words, she can't accept that she's passed away herself. Probably, but my words seem to have awakened some doubts in her mind. Next time we meet, she may be more in touch with her place as a resident of life in the world of the dead, or she may just try to drag me all the way in with her. For me, I'd probably see it the same way. Her own death was brought to her attention, even if she denies it. It may have planted a larger seed. Without treating it as a dream in order to accept it, she may forget who she is altogether. If that's the case, one could probably empathize. Reiko didn't just kill the director, but was cruel to Sayu. Unforgivable for her resort to violence just because she heard something she didn't like. If one can only come and go on the night of the full moon, then we don't have much time. Let's go. Go where? Ahead. Sayu-chan, you found the one who murdered your father. You've attained your goal. Is it really okay for you not to go home yet? I still don't have the truth. If I can meet up with people who have died here, then I can definitely see my father. Also, I want to end this world. This world is supposedly created by malice that'll help all of the souls cross over. Help all of the souls cross over. Guide the souls here to the heavens, all of them. In other words, I should say farewell to Mari. Mari's already dead, then I at least want to say goodbye. Might be out of the way for you, Saya, but will you come with me? It isn't out of the way. I get the feeling that everything is connected. If all of the phenomena disappear, then those things inside your friend will probably disappear as well. Yeah, let's solve everything. The three of us, Himeno and you and Sayu and I. Let's leave this place. Without even nodding, Sayu stands up, her stance a firm one. I stand up and clench my fist. What's up ahead of here? I'll take the normal route, but we would have ended up in the side of the tunnel tank. But this is the other side, so there's path connecting to the staff passageway. Before that, it's my father's room, even though by now I'm sure someone else is using it. Sayu is pointing out at the opposite side of the tank, the direction of where I got lost entering the staff door from the jellyfish booth. Without taking the upper path, there seems to be an entrance and exit you never noticed if you didn't know about it. We go that way, so we should reach the director's office. This world was created based on the aquarium of 5 years ago. The director's office should be my father's room. Got it. Then if we don't go, we won't know. We won't know what will happen, so don't let your guard down. Right. Don't worry, I've already done it once. But you were also dead there, and I think that helped quite a bit. This might be trickier than I thought. The door serving as a boundary, it's like a completely different world. No idea what dangers could be lurking within. However, not being alone gives me strength. I felt loneliness so many times over, but I haven't really been alone since I came to Manson Aquarium. Yoshi-san and Sayo have both saved me. And Himeno is supporting me from within my heart, so I definitely will not fall apart. The objective is clear. To reunite with Mari and say goodbye. I feel as though I've accepted it as fact, but I have no idea how I'll feel actually seeing Mari's face. Even so, I keep telling myself I cannot run away. Then we'll go get Himeno. Sayo was the one who said back at the stage that it is because we're in Manson Aquarium that the parasites are overrunning her body and weakening her. But like Sayo said, if we erase this alternate universe, Himeno should also be cured. It's all starting to come together. Don't space out. Let's go. Oh, I'm sorry. It's alright. I was just thinking of it. Even as I say that, I'm in denial. Just thinking won't change anything. Right now, there's nothing to do but keep going. As I follow Sayu, we enter a narrow passageway. Standing in front of the door, director's offices, no phenomenon yet. Near the director's office room, store, etc., etc. We don't want to go anywhere. Design is, on the imposing door seems very different from what I've seen in Manson Aquarium so far. Coming this far and it's still nothing happening. Feels a bit unnatural. Mulling it over will change nothing. Beside this door, something unimaginably horrible might happen. Don't let your guard down. I know that. I'm not going to get careless or anything. Saying, Sayo put her hand on the door, so I put my hand on it as well. Let's go. Using those words as a signal, we both pull with all our strength and open the door at the same time. Oh, that sound. This feels different. Was this cracked last time I was here? The outside definitely looks more toned down color-wise. What's going on here? His first words, said upon entering the dim room, echo in a hollow manner. Papa's room. Saya's words are cut off there. I would think it would be more accurate to say that the room is ruined. The antique furniture is not merely old, but in ruins. The deterioration of the floor and ceiling is visible, and the time the frame of when it was destroyed also seems strange. I've seen Man's Aquarium so many times in different circumstances. This room seems to be, well, from the most distant time period. It's bizarre. As I take a step, I kick up dust. What's by no means a large room, so cloaked in darkness that I can't see to the center. Sayu's mouth becomes a straight line, and it seems that she doesn't mind the dust. She says this was her father's room. Seeing this room like this in ancient ruins, stranger to me that she isn't shaken. Well, chances are she is, at least a little bit. She doesn't like the voice all that. Sayu's expression seems to be pushing back her sadness and pain. Where's Papa? If he really is a vengeful spirit, then he should be here. Sayu's father, the murder director, may have been the genesis of the Manson Aquarium's creation. This theory seems very likely. After all, it was written in the staff memories diary, and that strange phenomenon began immediately after the director's death. However, there is no reply. I step further inside, standing at Sayu's side. Look, on the top of the desk, there's something there. Is this? That looks really weird. It is a magnificent desk, like those found in the studies of rich people I've seen on TV. The dark brown wood has lost its luster. Here and there are cracks that catch the eye. On that desk, what happened? An arm? A hand. Top of the desk is a hand. It isn't just a hand. A hand connects to a wrist, which connects to an arm, and that connects to a body, which connects to the leg bone, and to the pelvic bone, and the stuff. No. Why? Before I know I've fallen to the ground. Hearing me, Sayu eyes me suspiciously. Sayu doesn't seem to have noticed what I'm looking at. Kenji-san. Oh, crap. My right hand is shaking. My trembling fingertips point to the object on top of the desk. The fact that they won't stop shaking is not the problem. Just turning my head easily enough to make me have directly confront this phenomena. A corpse. Sayu stands in front of the lifeless body of Kenji-san that leans on the desk without moving, a thin voice slipping from her lips. No, why? I completely lost my ability to think, much less speak coherently. Seeing the flesh of the felled Kenji-san before my eyes, I thought my thoughts seemed to have left me. Why is he dead? Kenji-san is the least lucky person I've ever met. He has no good fates, does he? The fact that I don't even consider whether he could be saved or not leads me to doubt myself. Kenji-san's flesh has lost its vitality. That won't move again. Is a thought that I can't seem to accept. The silence of death. It reminds me of the quiet of a relative's body being before me at a funeral. No. In contrast to me having slid to the ground shaking, Sayu moves closer to the body. She puts her hand on his back and then her ear close to his mouth. In my mind, I can't grasp what she's doing, merely reject it. However, Sayu merely answers coldly. He's dead, no mistake about it. This is terrible, it's Kenji-san. Rather than screaming, we have to figure out how and why he died. It's due to a phenomenon. Your mind might be pulled in as well. He's not bleeding, so may have been poisoned. Oh, and this is the fall into poison route. How can you be so calm? I cover my face at this point. I don't want to face the truth of acquaintance death head on. Sujo Sayu continues with his interest. This guy is an acquaintance of mine. Our objective is to get out of here with Himino. I have no time to worry about the mourning and death zone I didn't know. Sayu, are you okay? Something's wrong. I find that to be a most prudent decision. Sagi Numa Rieko. Clack, clack. Proceeding footsteps echo throughout the whole room. Why are you here? Are your injuries all right now, Sayu-chan? Shut up, stay away. The man I'm speaking is unappealing. The footsteps reach the side of the desk and stop. Stay away. Should I, after all? Lifting my face to look at her, I see Sagi Numa Rieko and... Mari? Mari. Mari's next to Sagi no Reiko, a frightened expression on her face. On the other hand, Sagi no Reiko is smiling. The two of them are horribly mismatched. There's a cruelty to her, like someone forcing a shy child in front of a crowd of strangers. Put my body into a standing position, take a step in Sagi Reiko's direction. My feeling leading to the charge. My legs become entangled and I topple over on the spot. Okay, I trip over myself then. Immediately after, something crashes hard into my shoulder. Sagi no Reiko is kicking at my shoulder with the pointed tip of her heel. Big sis. It is as if Mari's fear and confusion resulting from the uncertainty about what I should do are mixing together. Having her look down at me after I lost my balance is making my vision swim. Oh, you needn't pity her. Please, let Mari go. I raise my voice, but Sagi no Reiko merely continues to smile. Oh, Mari-chan chose to be with me. Sagi no Reiko says that in that sticky tone of verse. Mari says nothing to refute this. She merely turns her unstable eyes my way. Mayumi, something's not right. Sayo reaches out a hand to pull me up. As I take her hand, Sayo pulls me towards up with her with a jerk. We move away from the desk with Kenshi's body on top of it, go almost diagonally across the room. Mari, if you're afraid, come over here. I turn to Mari and say, isn't as if Reiko is controlling Mari merely by putting her hand on her shoulder. I won't go. Mari, that lady, she's a bad person, come here. I won't go. Mari seems to be nothing short of terrified as her words grow stronger. Mari shakes her head and turns me down. Something's definitely not right. Oh, could you tell? Good job, Sayo. You're so good at this. Sayo says this as she cuts in between us. Glaring at Sagi no Reiko, she continues in a forceful tone. What did you do, Mayumi's little sister? Moreover, what's with this body, this room? You came here because you know. Oh, you need to use the proper tone when you asking for something. Sayo-chan, you know that, don't you? Shut up. Answer me. You were such an honest child when you were little. Whatever happened to you? Got a little rough around the edges after your father died, did you? What did you say? Sayo, calm down. This woman's also acting strange. Already being dead, this woman should have be cut off from the flow of time. In spite of that, she seems to have tamed some growth. She's aware of the rector's death, and there's something inconsistent about Sagi no Reiko. She's trying to make us mad. Don't let her drag you along. Now that Sayo's worked up, I'm the one who's gotten calm. I grip Sayo's wrist and I firmly squeeze. I want her to know she isn't alone. What are you going to do with Tamari? I came here to see her. I won't allow you to cause her harm. You won't allow me? Then what do you intend to do? There's two of us. We'll come at you with all we've got. Right now Sayo's with me. As I say this, Sayo glances at me and nods in agreement. Oh my, how scary. There's no need to worry, since Mari-chan has chosen to be with me of her own free will. I have no intention of doing anything to her. Quite the contrary, actually. From here on out, you could say that Mari-chan will be doing the meddling here in Manton Aquarium. What do you mean by that? Reiko laughs slyly with a hee-hee, and not even answering my question, starts talking again. You two have experienced this room. No, this aquarium's puzzle. You two have also experienced the way this place changes you once you go through the door. This is a world full of possibilities. It's a world that contains within the past, present, and future. Possibilities? I understand that the souvenir shop from the past in the old staff room, but the future wouldn't make sense for things that haven't happened here to take place. That's not all. The phenomena that happened here are things that should never have been possible. Fish of the World booth with fish corpse shattered about. The jellyfish booth where the glass suddenly shattered. Those are things that one might call possibilities. That really should not have happened. It's a construct decided by humans. That time only proceeds in one direction. I wonder if you can comprehend. That isn't the truth. No matter how much we look at her with doubts in her eyes, she merely looks back with a wicked smile. This world known as Manton Aquarium is made up of the numerous souls living there that have perished along with the director. This story, you heard of it from Kenji-san, did you? How did you? The form of energy we know as souls gives this place its shape. though strictly speaking they aren't living. Souls possess a fluidity and directionality that makes them living things, the closest way to describe them. Do you understand? She seems to be toying with us, watching for her reactions. However, as she's saying seems to be the truth, so we listen intently, spacing the exaggeration that would seem to be a lie. After a pause, Sakinuma Reiko pats Mari in the head. Even when our eyes meet, Mari's expression doesn't change, her mouth shut tight. It's just that Mari's eyes seem to be rejecting me when I call out to her. Entities that have become spirits are not bound by time, demonstrating the possibility to pursue their own directionality. So in this world, those that try to kill you did so to try and pull in your souls. Wait a minute, wasn't this world created by my father's hatred for you? At the moment it was created, yes, the director's malice guided the souls of these creatures and they created this place, but now things are different. In trying to steal energy from the outside world to maintain this place, the world's directive has switched to maintenance. The souls now only bear a grudge in their curse, having changed into creatures that seek only this place's preservation. I suppose you can understand what that means, don't you? You mean Sakuragi Isayo is no longer here? Not even his spirit? You've finally gotten skilled at making inferences, haven't you? But it's pitiful speaking in mathematical terms. It's not that your solution is insufficient, just that your calculations were off, so your answer is wrong. You're going in circles, come on! For Sayo is the fact that she had to hear. The truth we arrived at doesn't exist then. It merely exists without the shell of an individual body. This Manton Aquarium is like a pool of souls that have lost their individuality. So, why are you here? There's no mistaking that you're Sakinuma Rieko, right? There are two reasons, you know, because I was guided here by you. She pats Mari's head. When Mari's touched by Sakinuma Rieko, she closes her eyes for a moment. That's definitely another side to this. As this thought crosses my mind, I wait for her to continue. And because of my hatred, I want to remain Sakinuma Rieko. I'm doing this in my own will, big sister. Oh, don't... Why? As time passes this way, Mari-chan will become one with us, will be sublimated into a general concept. Can you stand the thought of her becoming a mere idea? A concept? What exactly do you mean by that? What does that mean, I wonder? Since it's already a used up possibility, there's no need for you to know. Used up? What do you mean? It's toppled over there for you to know, before you. A tool that person tried to use. You mean Kenji-san? He is Kenji-kun, but he is no longer Kenji-kun. He's merely the living flesh that Sakuragi Isayo used in order to interact with the physical world. To make it easy to understand, shall we say, he hijacked the body. Wait. Oh, was that not Kenji at all at any point? But in trying to forcibly pull away one of the souls, Kenji-kun's soul itself disappeared. Thanks to his disappearance, we have to seize control of this world called Manton Aquarium. I'll be able to thank him. So, my papa died? You just said something about losing one's individuality. He was both an individual and a part of the whole. There was an existence that was Sakuragi Isayo, and that was Manton Aquarium. He apparently never understood it. I thought he was a little bit more clever than that, though. Sakinuma Reiko casts a sidelong glance in the direction of Kenji-san's body, then gives a daring smile. I can barely understand anything she is saying. Individuals in the whole? I don't get it all. Might be something living beings like us are unable to comprehend. It's just that in all of it, there's one question that's beginning to come into focus. Did you kill Kenji-san? Are you saying you killed Papa twice? That high-pitched laughter is growing gradually louder. Sayo knits her brow together, glares at Sakinuma Rieko. I do the same. Laughter echoing throughout the room serves as our confirmation. Still don't know how or why she's doing this. Still don't know her motive for doing this. Sakinuma Rieko. She killed both Kenji-san and the director. Mari, you have to get away from that woman. She's a murderer. What's so funny? I won't forgive you, leaving Kenji-san in that state to continue to laugh about it. Big sis. Well, maybe Mari-chan should laugh too. Please stop this, Mari. Come over here. That woman. It's not good for you to stand by someone as bad as her. Sakuragi Sayo, who used Kenji-kun's body, killed many people to preserve this world called Man's Aquarium. Are you saying it's bad to erase such evil? Wait. So was he always her father? Was Kenji dead from the beginning? At least the beginning of when we knew him? Of course. Mayumi, that's enough. We don't have time to deal with her. Papa was this place's core. Having lost his core, this place should disappear. You say farewell to Mari. We need to escape with that Himeno girl. But... That's right. How about you finally realize the mistake you've made? Seeing Sayo pull on my arm, Sakinuma Reiko says this to grab our attention. Her expression is unchanging. A wicked smile appears on her face. She said you're bad, Mai-chan. What are you? The one Kenji-kun, Sakuragi Isao, killed was Mai-chan. No, that's not totally true. Huh? Mayumi, don't be deceived. Sayu-chan, you've realized the cause of Kenji-san's death, haven't you? Since there are no external wounds, you figured that it might be poison. But did you really figure it out? There's no chains to his lips or eyeballs, or even his internal organs. There's no swelling or inflammation anywhere on him. Poison wouldn't be able to kill someone like that. Stop this. You listened to part of my story, then made a guess, didn't you? That's why you heard me on. No, that's not it. The soul itself was obliterated. It's completely removed from the existence known as Man's Aquarium. That's not something humans can handle, is it? But you're already dead. You've already become a ghost. Is that why you can drain away someone's life energy? It's possible for humans unified with the aquarium, isn't it? I was once the individual known as Sakinuma Reiko. And Mari should be the same. She's not. My soul is a mixture of emotions: hatred towards the director, anxiety over the fear of the aquarium disappearing, rage at being killed. All of them negative emotions. With all of these as examples, my grudge, like all the souls in Man's Aquarium, is red in color. Mari-chan is different. The girl's soul is pure, same color as water. The true meaning of this is that she won't melt into the existence known as Man's Aquarium, though she is, although she is part of the world known as Man's Aquarium. If you can become self-aware, you can take control of the power that is Man's Aquarium. It's a different concept from the start. There's no exaggeration to say that Mari-chan can cause any of the things that could possibly happen in this world, in this closed-off world. Even though you say that, there's no way that Mari would kill or erase anybody. I told you, in order for you to return to this aquarium safely, you'll have to end the world once and for all. To do so means you have to remove the director's soul anyway. And if the Man's Aquarium under Mari-chan's control supplies itself with more bodies, she can meddle in the real just as the director did, just as I told you. You understand what that means, don't you? Mari can come back? Mayumi! But that's more bodies. It's not like those will just appear when she needs one. Kenji-san was used as director's tool, then that means people who are uninvolved in this will. If someone else is sacrificed, Mari can come back. I think about how I want to see Mari. I love Mari. But this is... Okay, I think this is probably a good place to end it for today. I don't have time to record... I don't know how close we are to the ends. If it's a really short finale, then I'm sorry, but I don't have a way to check that without possibly spoiling myself, basically. I'm out of time. So, I don't think Rieko explains her whole concept very well. I don't think she did it very well, so I'm really unsure about what she means by... it's so very vague and loose and stuff like that. It's just... I'm not sure what it means, and maybe it'll become more clear as this ending continues. But so far, I'll see you next time. I will try to get this out in about a week or so within that time frame. No promises again, it's sort of my lower priority at the moment, sorry, but it's just how the cookie crumbled this time. See you later. Drive safely.